As always, the CBC's Susan Ormiston monitoring all the chatter on the web as she was during the debate last night, and she joins us now. You're looking very fresh, because I have to think that we're all feeling a bit weary after watching the debates, but you were busier than most, because not only were you tracking the debate, but you were tracking the chatter online as well. So generally, what were people saying online?
Well, what we were trying to do, and it's unscientific right up front, is get a sense of that sort of what moves people during a debate. And we were looking at blogs, we were looking at comments to cbc.ca, and also looking at this thing called Twitters, which is instant messaging. It's like micro-blogging. It's short and sweet, and it goes to a community of people. We're watching it happen as it happens. So we found, we got this graph, which I'll bring up now, that is essentially, you can see, now, you see a lot of spikes there, Nancy, right? So, but look at the first sort of one around 9:10, okay? So that spike was about the economy, jobs, and it's when Leighton said to Mr. Harper, either you don't care or you're incompetent. So that was talking about, you know, importance of jobs. So that got the Twitter crowd going there. Now, if you move along to sort of the right-hand side of the graph, the second to last spike there, this is when we were talking about the environment, and Mr. Harper was admitting that things, you know, that to do something, it's going to pull some costs in the economy and have to figure out how to balance that. And one of the Twitter's response to that was, you have to figure out a way. You haven't done that yet. So that got a lot of talk coming out too. So that, you know, it's pretty active there. People really moving the meter when some of these these high points come out of the leaders' mouths.
So obviously, just looking at that, lots of people were very busy. And as you say, the spikes were when there would be this kind of one-on-one clash of ideas, or the zingers, right? And that really got people busy and chattering online.
Yeah, so, and the funniest one, the one that got like pages and pages of Twitters and spiked that thing right up, was Jack Layton saying to Mr. Harper, where's your platform under your sweater?
Yeah, and the expectation is that line about where is it under your sweater is likely to play out over and over again for the duration of the
there's a lot of things that came up in the debate, aren't there, where people said that's true or it's not true, where you expect now to see them in ads coming out in the coming days.
Okay, we'll wait and see how whatever played out in the debate then plays out in the campaign itself. So, beyond that, I know you were monitoring the blogs as well. Is there actually hard data out there as to how people responded, a bigger picture?
Yeah, the only data we have was an Ipsos Reid CanWest online poll. So they were doing similar things but on a scientific basis during the debate. And what they declared late last night was that Harper emerged the winner of this debate. And however, what's interesting as well to look at is momentum. So who exceeded expectations and who didn't. So on that score, they found that Mr. Layton exceeded expectations. Elizabeth May perhaps was the big winner on that front of the night, that people went in, perhaps she's the new woman on the block, not sure how she was going to perform. The expectation meter went up for her dramatically, and that there wasn't a lot of expectation fulfilled for Mr. Dion. Now, this kind of was borne out in another graph that we had made for us coming out of the online debate, a kind of a pie chart. And here you see, so this is what people were talking about, who they were talking about. We don't know if it's positive or negative, but you'll see that Elizabeth May got a lot of chatter going. 29% of the talk about the leaders online in the Twitter community was about her. Jack Layton, you know, very similar amount. Stephen Harper a little less. But what's interesting there is Stéphane Dion was not moving the meter very much at all there, that small red pie, in terms of what people were talking about. And it's kind of interesting, you know, because you're watching the debate trying to see if you land some points and get some interest. And that's what we discovered.
Okay, it'll be very interesting, and I'm sure you'll be busy at it today, because sometimes it takes people a while to process what they've watched, right? As well, I guess they'll be reading all the spin and the pundits weighing in on all of this. People tend to think that certainly for pollsters, what will register in the polls will take a little bit of extra time as to the impact of the debate itself on the campaign.
Well, interesting what Ipsos said on that was that the effect on the vote, as they determined last night, that instantaneous poll, was mild, that maybe 1 to 2 people out of 10 might change their vote based on the debate last night. So it wasn't a great movement. But you're quite right, we have to caution all the time. Polls, Twitters, all these ways we try to measure movement are at the moment.
Okay, lots of fun though. Susan, thanks very much for this.